Throughout the course, we've learned that media exists in a state of oscillation, phenomenality and materiality, infrastructural and quasi-transcendental condition, medium, and message. Today, I'd like to explore another oscillation. Stop-motion animation treads the line between photography and cinema, never quite being firmly cemented in either realm. Everything in front of the camera is a real, physical, tangible object, very rarely, if ever, digitally altered. Where does stop-motion animation stand? Does it merely feed us a series of images that the operator intends? Is it a hot medium, as Marshall McLuhan would say, one that invites very little participation? Or rather, a cold medium, where the spectator constantly questions the materiality of what they are watching, as well as their relationship to the spectrum? Perhaps one of the most interesting uses of stop-motion animation is not in isolation, but when combined with live action. Take Star Wars, for instance, the AT-AT scene in Empire. Stop-motion masterfully blended with live action to create one of the most epic scenes of all time. Obviously, at the time, CGI wasn't where it is today, but grounding those kinds of effects in reality by using actual physical objects had an effect on the audience that CGI could never truly replicate. Roland Barthes made the distinction between photography and cinema in his book Camera Lucida. Barthes is famous for his description of the studium and the punctum. The punctum is what jumps out at the spectator. It's what draws you to an image. He argues that cinema cannot possibly have a punctum because it constantly thrusts the audience forward. And yet, if cinema in its raw form is a series of photographs, why is it not subject to the same description? Here's where I disagree with Barthes. If cinema couldn't possibly have a punctum, why is it that with a scene that's grounded in reality with the use of practical objects, it's more memorable to us than one that uses CGI? It's why we like the AT-AT scene more than the scene in The Last Jedi, or at least one of the reasons. Through practical effects and the use of stop motion, the spectator is more closely linked to the spectrum, because the spectrum is something that the spectator can see in real life, therefore making the series of images more striking and compelling. Stop-motion animation allows the director to play with your expectations of reality in a way that a film and a photograph alone couldn't achieve. Take Fresh Guacamole, for example. A grenade is an avocado. A baseball is an onion, and when it's diced up, it literally turns into dye.
All my films are kind of like experiments that I want to conduct just to see if it works. Can I make you think that that Post-it note pad is butter? Can I make you believe that rubber bands are spaghetti?
Stop-motion animation is painstakingly difficult to master. Careful deliberation goes into each shot to ensure that the final scene is exactly what the operator wants.
Hi, I'm Pess. I'm a filmmaker. I make films using objects. What I really like about stop-motion animation, what draws me so much to this medium, is that everything in front of the camera is completely real. There's no real digital trickery. Everything is 100% believable because they are objects and it's a photographic medium.
A photographic medium, yet he describes himself as a filmmaker. It's filmmaking in its rawest form, a series of photographs.